Do you like casting? Do you like critting? Do you like doing both of these things together at an absurd rate? Then this build might just be right for you. Watch yourself blow up any mob pack. Watch yourself blow up any boss. Watch yourself blow up and reflect maps. Cast on crit makes it so whenever you crit with a linked attack, you have a chance to cast all spells linked to said attack once each. Virtually any weapon can be used with cast on crit to shoot out spells faster than any shitty cast speed nodes would ever let you, and at no damage penalty because, hey, that's fair. However, we want it to rain spells, so something like Tripanon is too painfully slow, so why not use the fastest weapon in the game? Quill Rain. Rocking 3.0 base attacks per second, this thing will guarantee you getting those casts off like the best of them. So, what's the best bow skill to use to guarantee the most attacks both in mobs and on bosses? Well, these are... That's right, it's the wannabe viable attack gem Barrage. A lot like the old days of Fireball, Barrage's intended function is completely pointless, so we're going to give it meaning through a side effect, its absurd hit rate. Link that shit up to cast on crit and we are good to start spell slinging. However, there's just one problem. Well, shit, we're not going to be critting with a base like that. Luckily, GGG made the increased crit strikes gem not only actually viable, but pretty damn amazing. Combine that with Deadly Infusion from the Assassin, and you can literally make anything crit based now. Well... So, now we have Barrage ready to sling spells with a solid crit chance. So what do we want to sling? Well, we could use Fireball or Arctic Breath, those are the most common spells. Maybe Blade Fall, combined with... Oh hey, that's right, we're using a bow. That means we can use one of the dumbest uniques in the game, Drill Neck! We only have 3 links so far. Throw in Pierce, and grab the Pierce nodes, and now we're at 100% Pierce and 100% increased projectile damage. That narrows down the spell selection quite nicely, and I found the best combination is Ethereal Knives and Spark. Both of these spells benefit heavily from Pierce and don't require GMP like Fireball and Arctic Breath. Plus they have great synergy between shocking and physical damage. So now we have our 6th link. If you can't afford a real 6th link and for some reason don't have a Tabula yet, go farm up 10 Chaos and start tearing through some maps. Besides the 6th link, just run the obligatory Blink Arrow, Hatred for that delicious shatter sound, and to give you both good life and mana leech, as well as endurance charges, you can run a Blasphemed Warlord's Mark. If you love damage and hate sustainable mana pools, you can run Assassin's Mark instead. If you want, it's also very nice to run a cast when damage taken Immortal Call for Reflect and Bursty hits. Oh hey, speaking of Reflect, you can actually run Reflect maps. How do you ask? Well, you're running both an Ellie and a physical spell, both of which do quite decent damage. If you get a juicy map that just happens to have some Reflect on it, you can pop out the corresponding spell and run with just the other one. It'll be a bit slower, but you can do it. Ah, but what about double Reflect? Well, for that, what you can do is... Anyways, onto the passive tree. There's 2 main things you're looking for. Life, because life means you don't die, and crit because it's... well, it's not called cast on coincidence. Also, throw in some accuracy, acrobatics, and sprinkle on some frenzy charges for flavor. Gear has a few small complications, but in general is pretty basic. You want a Quill Rain, and you want a Drill Neck. Everything else is life, resistances, and accuracy. Some uniques you can use that are nice to have, but not necessary, are Blood Dance for frenzy charge generation, and a physical Doriani's Invitation if you want some leech. If you manage to 5 or even 6 link your Quill Rain, that gives you a wide choice of chests from Belly of the Beast to even a Calm's Heart if you just want a ton of health. This build has provided me some of the most fun I've ever had in Path, and is definitely something I recommend trying out. It's pretty cheap to start up and clears content really quickly, so it's definitely worth a try.